is QTV Nightly News. I'm Mamudu Gajaga and thank you for joining us. And a reminder that you can also join us on Q Radio 103.3 FM. Here are the headlines. The Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Dr. Habibatu Drame, today announced the 2025 West African Senior School Certificate Examination WAS results. In an exclusive interview with QTV, the Minister of Trade, Employment and Regional Integration, Babukar Ojuv, has expressed deep disappointment over the recent disappearance of 3 Gambians who went to Spain under the Gambia-Spain Circular Migration Agreement. On Tuesday, the Republic of the Netherlands, through its cooperation with the Gambia, facilitated a document scrutiny and fraud detection training session for the Gambia Immigration Department officers. Today, the 12th of August, is World Youth Day, set aside to reflect on the plight of young people. Officials from the Ministry of Health, together with development partners, began a joint tour of ongoing health facility construction sites nationwide, starting with their first assessment in the West Coast region. Those were the headlines. Now, the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. The Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Dr. Habibatu Drame, today announced the 2025 West African Senior School Certificate Examination WAS results, providing an overview of students' performance in various subjects. Yafatu Gay reports.
This year, the Gambia recorded an encouraging increase in examination candidature with 20,247 candidates from 156 senior secondary schools registered for the examination, an impressive 12.22% growth compared to last year. The gender distribution shows a confident step towards inclusive education with 62.44% female and 37.56% male participation.
The minister reported that 20,247 candidates sat for the 2025 WAEC in the Gambia, with 961 representing 5.11%, earning credit passes in 5 or more subjects, including English language and mathematics. Dr. Drame further disclosed that a smaller but notable group of students excelled across multiple subjects. This included 457 candidates, 2.43% of the total, who achieved credit passes in 9 subjects, and 588 candidates, 3.12% of the total, who earned similar passes in 8 subjects.
While these numbers provide a snapshot of current realities, there remain 797 incomplete records still underway or under review, and 631 candidates are currently under investigation for examination malpractice. These successes are no accident. They result from targeted reforms, dedicated teachers, and strategic investment by the ministry and partners. Such progress compels us to double down or double on our effort.
Minister Drame commended the teachers and the government for their support in advancing the country's educational system, highlighting ongoing reforms to strengthen teaching quality, expand access to learning materials, and rise academic standards in schools across the Gambia. In July this year, Minister Drame presided over the launch of the Professional Standards Bureau for Teachers, the country's first ever such board. Reporting for QTV News, this is Yafatu Gay.
In an exclusive interview with QTV, the Minister of Trade, Employment and Regional Integration, Babukar Ojuv, expressed disappointment over the recent disappearance of 3 Gambians under the Gambia-Spain Circular Migration Agreement, warning that this could come at a high cost for the country. Osman Jatta has the details.
When the Gambia-Spain Circular Migration Agreement was agreed in January 2025, it sparked nationwide excitement, with thousands of young Gambians eager to apply, leading to long passport application queues. This led to over 10,000 applying to take part in the scheme. After what authorities described as a rigorous selection process by the Gambian and Spanish authorities, after what authorities described as a rigorous selection process by the Gambian and Spanish authorities, 39 candidates were chosen as the first batch of workers departing for Spain at the end of June. However, just weeks after their arrival in Spain, the Ministry of Trade released a statement confirming that 3 participants, Fode Marega and Sidia Kebe from Jahali village in the Central River region and Demba Keita from Sare Boirom Kumba village in the North Bank region, had absconded. Minister Babakar Diouf expressed concern that this breach of trust may jeopardize future opportunities for Gambians under the agreement.
The price is very, very huge. The price Gambia will pay if these 3 people fail to return is possibly the closure of the project. Because they made it very clear to us at the beginning that those going, and this is why it is called circular migration, those going this time must return when their work is complete. And after 4 years of coming back and going to Spain to work and returning to the Gambia, in the 4th year you are given a permanent residency in Spain.
In August 28, 2024, the Gambia government signed a joint memorandum of understanding on circular migration with the Kingdom of Spain, with Spanish Prime Minister His Excellency Pedro Sanchez coming to the Gambia to sign the agreement. This agreement, which aims to provide legal employment opportunities for Gambians in the Spanish labor market, was later ratified by the National Assembly on October 19, 2024. This unfortunate turn of events has cast a dark shadow over the whole initiative.
They are aware and they are not happy with this. Just like the Gambia government, the president, when I got the message, I called the president. He was very, very disappointed. These 39 paid 0 to go to Spain. Their visas were issued to them in the Gambia. They never went to Dakar to even participate in an interview. This shows you we negotiated a good deal for Gambian youth.
Speaking further, Minister Diouf highlighted the numerous benefits of the agreement and voiced hope that during future reviews, the Gambia would be able to propose improvements to the selection process.
I don't think there is any better offer that anyone can get other than this. This is why the government negotiated this and got it, and it's now being implemented. We have 50 people who were selected 2 weeks ago, whose passports are with the embassy for them to issue them visas at no cost.
Despite this setback, the Trade Ministry is hopeful of a resolution and has issued a public appeal to the 3 missing workers to return and complete the processing of their work and residence permits. However, with their whereabouts still unknown, the future of the Gambia-Spain Circular Migration Agreement now hangs in the balance. Osman Jatta, QTV News.
On Tuesday, the Republic of the Netherlands, through its cooperation with the Gambia, facilitated a document scrutiny and fraud detection training for the Gambia Immigration Department officers to ensure the Gambia's national security. Mam Nabuka witnessed the opening ceremony, and this is our report.
The training, taking place at the Banjul International Airport, is a multi-phase program offered to the Gambian Immigration Department by various Dutch government agencies as part of a growing bilateral cooperation. The training will focus on strengthening the capacities within the GID in the identification and verification of travel and identity documents, detection of irregularities, and prevention of identity fraud. It is designed to support the operational staff in carrying out their duties with confidence, accuracy, and understanding of procedures. This move is particularly crucial in an era where the challenges of document fraud and human trafficking are on the rise globally, especially when fraudulent documents are used to traffic people, as highlighted by the United Nations in June of this year. Phase 1 of the training brought in 15 immigration officers who will go through 5 days of rigorous capacity building with international trainers. Here is Robert Hecking, the Deputy Ambassador of the Netherlands at the Embassy in Senegal, and Lara Melsi, Senior Advisor at the Ministry of Justice and Security in Netherlands.
We believe that sustainable migration management requires more than strategies on paper. It requires hand-on collaboration between professionals, mutual learning, and strengthening of institutional capacity.
In the next phase, we really hope to offer an advanced training program, not only to deepen their knowledge on the content, on the document fraud and identification itself, but also to equip them with the skills to deliver document training themselves in the future for the new colleagues that may come within the GID.
In all, a total of 30 GID staff will receive the training over the next 2 weeks. Commissioner Olimatu Jame, speaking on behalf of Ibrahim Mboub, the Director General of the GID, sheds light on the importance of this initiative.
Criminal networks exploit gaps in document verification to facilitate trafficking, terrorism, illegal migration, and other transnational crimes. Countries around the world are investing in new technologies, training programs, and border security systems to strengthen their immigration control mechanisms. The Gambia must not be left behind in this crusade.
Commissioner Mariama Nyang of the Airport Immigration Department, representing the participants, and Fatoumata Sambu, a trainee and staff of the GID, share what they hope to achieve by the end of the training.
All the world, they are moving from manual to digital, and there are a lot of changes. And immigration officers at the port of entry need to know the security features that are embedded in each of these traveling documents.
At the end of the day, we are expected to be able to detect imposters who are coming to the country with fake documents, and then people who are not wanted in the country. At the end of the day, yeah.
The Gambian Immigration Department reaffirms its enthusiasm to engage in such training programs, particularly in light of the increasing complexities of global migration and security threats. By investing in the professional development of its immigration officers, they intend to create a more secure environment for Gambians, residents of Gambia, and visitors alike. Mamna Buka, reporting for QTV News.
We will now go for a commercial break, and when we return, we still have more national and international news stories. Do stay tuned and join us after the break.
Join the biggest network with the cheapest tariff in the Gambia and enjoy crystal clear calls and super fast internet at the cheapest tariff, only with QCell. Rush now and grab your free QCell SIM card today from any of our care centers near you. QCell, the biggest network with the cheapest tariff. QCell Senior Boss. We innovate, others follow.
Supersonics Islamic Insurance. Nyinne Gambia la insurance follow te mi yalonko yalla solo kuwol kamalena minne sariyango tata ye kukuto kamalena minul be sone yaring falla bunda dal nga insurance service sifa jamal le sotalie pour kaje ko ali kayro soto tanko anin hakil tenko wati sulatala ida ke Supersonic Insurance Company la doku woto isen na lodulaje nkumande bi +220 513 2319 513 2318 wala 513 2315. Isen email no info@supersonicinsurance.com. Wara yetan na website oto www.supersonicinsurance.com. Ese futano na dunkira bato mimbe Beka Plaza 56 Liberation Avenue, Banjul.
Welcome back and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News. Today, the 12th of August, is World Youth Day, set aside to reflect on the plight of young people. As Jenna Basonko reports, the theme for this year's commemoration is local youth actions for the SDGs and beyond.
On December 17, 1999, the UN General Assembly endorsed the recommendation made by the World Conference of Ministers responsible for youth to design International Youth Day. It was first celebrated on August 12, 2000, and ever since, the day has been used to mobilize the youth in different sectors and resources to address global problems facing young people. This year's theme, Local Youth Actions for SDGs and Beyond, highlights the unique role of youth in translating global ambitions into community-driven realities and bring creativity, insight, and deep community ties that help bridge the gap between policy and practice. Mar Nyang, Executive Director of Gambia Participates, a civil society organization, works directly to advance SDG 16 by combating corruption and promoting fiscal transparency.
Young people are the frontline defenders of democracy anywhere you go in the world. When it comes to building the pillars of democracy, when it comes to building the pillars of economy, young people are always in the front line. So you cannot remove them from the workforce. You cannot remove them from the pillars of those that actually make so democracy works and deliver. If you look at most countries that have a youthful population, if they leverage on those youth population, those countries tend to thrive. And Gambia as a youthful population, we've seen a lot of young people getting into parliament, getting into local government elections, and now also, in fact, we've seen young people that are willing to step up, and drive the narrative of our country's democratic discussions.
Journalists play an important role in ensuring the attainment of sustainable development goals through information sharing, holding public officials accountable, and sharing success stories. Isa Tuketa, president of the Gambia Press Union, highlights how Gambian journalists have been effecting change for a better future.
Looking at journalism, it's a very unique profession. Being ones that save public opinion, we are agenda setters for discussion and all that. And our role goes beyond just reporting on issues, but then going deeper to look at how best it actually reflects or affects the larger society. And given that, we see how much importance that young journalists could actually play. You've seen the passion that is embedded in most of them at the moment.
Gambian youth have taken the lead in efforts to promote good governance by organizing protests and forming organizations such as Gambians Against Looted Assets Gala. Gala-led protests led to the creation of a special select committee to look into the sale and disposal of former President Yahya Jammeh's assets. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jenna Basonko.
Officials from the Ministry of Health and Development Partners toured ongoing health facilities and projects nationwide. Once completed, these projects are expected to provide high-quality medical services and improve healthcare delivery for communities. Our reporter, Our Bob, accompanied the ministry's team during the visit and now reports.
The two-day inspection tour aims to provide the highest standards for the country's ongoing health projects by carefully examining construction quality, identifying and addressing potential challenges early, and promoting strong collaboration among all partners involved. The tour began in the West Coast region, where the minister's first stop was the National Food and Drug Laboratory, a flagship facility set to enhance the Gambia's capacity to test and certify the safety of medicines and food products. Dr. Ahmadul Lamin Samate, the Minister of Health, highlighted the crucial role of the National Food and Drug Laboratory in protecting public health. He stressed the need for high-quality workmanship and strict adherence to standards to guarantee the facility's long-term effectiveness.
We come to see how far they've gone, but also to check the quality of work, because His Excellency, the instruction he gave us is that whatever work we do in this country, the quality must be international standard for posterity, because His Excellency has embarked on nation building. And nation building cannot be accomplished without having solid infrastructure.
The team then moved on to Lamin Village to review the construction of the new Central Medical Store. During the visit, the minister emphasized the facility's vital role in reinforcing the country's medical supply chain and guaranteeing timely access to essential medicines. At Farato, where the construction is underway for the National Emergency Treatment Center, the minister and his team conducted a thorough inspection of the site. The center is designed to offer rapid, specialized care during major health emergencies, ranging from disease outbreaks to large-scale accidents, helping to ease the burden on existing hospitals. Adjacent to the National Emergency Treatment Center is the first phase of the teaching hospital, which, once completed, is expected to enhance medical education and training. Minister Samate emphasized the strategic importance of these projects, noting that together they will improve patient outcomes and strengthen the entire health system by integrating treatment, education, and research within a single hub.
This first phase has 104 beds. 20 of those beds are high-end. That means high-level intensive care units. In addition to that, it has the general wards, about 84 beds. It has the new national blood transfusion center, the new conference center, training and conference center for the Ministry of Health. This center has 20 intensive care beds. Nationally, the whole country, we have only 8 intensive care beds in the country.
The minister's tour in the West Coast region concluded at Buyam General Hospital, where renovation works are underway to upgrade facilities and improve service delivery. Following this, the minister and his team departed Buyam and proceeded to the lower and central river regions for further inspections. For QTV News, I am Our Bob.
From that story by Our Bob, now to some international news. Thousands of Ivorians took to the streets of Abidjan, the country's economic capital, over the weekend to protest President Alassane Ouattara's decision to seek a fourth term in office. The demonstrations attracted a broad section of society, including political activists and ordinary citizens alike, united in their frustration over what they perceive as a growing erosion of democracy in the West African nation. Aissatou Bari tells us more.
The demonstrations, marked by chants of enough is enough and no democracy without justice, erupted after several prominent opposition leaders, including former President Laurent Gbagbo and ex-Credit Suisse CEO Tidjane Thiam, were disqualified from October's presidential elections. At 83, Ouattara is one of Africa's oldest leaders, having already amended the constitution in 2016 to remove presidential term limits. His supporters argue that his continued leadership is necessary to maintain economic stability and address security challenges. Critics, however, say the move undermines democratic norms and sets a dangerous precedent in a region where constitutional changes to extend political power have sparked unrest in countries like Guinea and Senegal. Ivory Coast, the biggest economy of Francophone West Africa, is due to hold a presidential vote in October. Earlier this year, 4 main opposition figures, including former President Laurent Gbagbo and former Credit Suisse Chief Executive Tidjane Thiam, have been barred from running by the Electoral Commission. Thiam, president of the Democratic Party of Ivory Coast, who won the party's primary in an uncontested vote, is seen as Ouattara's main rival. However, he has been barred from running on the grounds that he was still a French citizen at the time he declared his candidacy, even though he later renounced his French nationality. Ivorian law bans dual nationals from running for president. Ouattara is among several West African leaders who have extended their rule by altering constitutional term limits. Meanwhile, coup leaders in the region cite corruption and electoral changes as justification for seizing power, causing divisions within the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. As October elections approach, Abidjan's streets have become a battleground for Ivorian democracy. The outcome will shape the country's future and signal the strength of democratic governance across West Africa. Aissatou Bari, QTV News.
Now, before we end this news bulletin, here is a recap of our main news headlines. The Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, Dr. Habibatu Drame, today announced the 2025 West African Senior School Certificate Examination WAS results. In an exclusive interview with QTV, the Minister of Trade, Employment and Regional Integration, Baboucarr Oudiouf, expressed disappointment over the recent disappearance of 3 Gambians who went to Spain under the Gambia-Spain Circular Migration Agreement. On Tuesday, the Republic of the Netherlands, through its cooperation with the Gambia, facilitated a document scrutiny and fraud detection training session for the Gambia Immigration Department officers. Today, the 12th of August, is World Youth Day, set aside to reflect on the plight of young people. Officials from the Ministry of Health, together with development partners, began a joint tour of ongoing health facility construction sites nationwide, starting their first assessment in the West Coast region. That's all we have time for in this bulletin. Thank you very much for watching. Join us again at 10 for another bulletin.